ChatGPT Plus is free for college students through May. Here's the thing. You've got a lot to do between now and then. Studying for finals, writing papers, trying to keep your life on track. And ChatGPT can help with all of it. It can quiz you for your econ exam, make a study guide from your French notes, plan out your meals and study breaks. It can get really specific on how you like to learn. It can even help you come up with ways to stop procrastinating. So from now until summer break, take advantage of all the ways ChatGPT can make your life easier. Restrictions apply.
This is The Other Side of Midnight with Frank Morano.
They're running a strange program, y'all.
Now, here's Frank Morano.
Back by popular demand, I am very, very pleased to welcome my friend and colleague Fred Rubino back to the radio. A guy who was kind enough to come to my New Year's Eve party in Atlantic City this year, and I must say, absolutely killed. Even the most cynical in the audience, the most prone to be, offended, sort of negative Nellies. Even they found Fred Rubino's comedy and commentary very, very compelling and funny. And he's kind enough not only to have worked for free at that particular night, but to join me once again in studio. Fred, it's good to see you.
It's good to be here. Now, that New Year's Eve party, at some point in the party, you made an announcement. There is no more lobster pizza.
That's right.
As a fellow Italian-American, I feel that I should be alerted immediately when I come into a room that there is lobster pizza.
No. The pizzeria that we ordered from, Tony Baloney's, was out of lobster. So I ordered, they have a lobster roll pizza.
Okay.
And I ordered it, right? Just a couple.
And it didn't come.
They called me and they said, look, I'm sorry, we're out of lobster. We can't do the lobster roll pizza. I said, okay, what can you do for me? So they said, all right, we can give you a crab pizza. Okay, great. We'll take it. We'll do it. Okay. So they said, fine. 2 or 3 hours later, because this was ordered a day in advance, maybe more. 2 or 3 hours later, they said, I'm sorry, we're out of crab. We can't give you a crab pizza anymore.
The back door.
Exactly. So I said, okay, what can you do? They said, all right, we can give you a shrimp pizza. I said, okay, we'll take the shrimp. Now, I don't know that anyone, I don't know, maybe the shrimp pizza that came and people ate it quickly. I didn't see any of that shrimp pizza.
You didn't see it. It was like a rumor.
I know I paid for the shrimp pizza. I don't remember seeing anyone enjoy
That's
the
all
shrimp
I
pizza.
could think about. Everybody was talking about like major issues. Hey, this is the ex-mayor. And I would say, hi, how you doing? Did you know that there was lobster pizza and no one told me? I just couldn't get it out of my mind. But now I feel better.
Well, I'm glad you came. You didn't stick around for the countdown at midnight, though.
But I didn't understand it. If it's a countdown to New Year's Eve?
Right.
Yeah, I'm not. One countdown a year is enough.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming, sincerely.
Thank you.
You were a big hit, and I hope you had fun.
I had a ball. I met a lot of good people. Shocked at how many people knew who I was.
Yeah, so was I. Believe me.
I mean, I didn't want to tell them I was in Maniscalco, but I just sucked it up.
All right. I'm sure you saw the coverage of Jimmy Carter's funeral yesterday.
Yes.
Very nice. It was, it's always, I think, kind of nice to see all of the presidents get together and be cordial to one another, including people that have run against one another, people that have said negative things about one another. And there you saw President Trump yucking it up with President Obama. You saw President Bush giving President Obama a playful jab in the belly. Obviously, we know President Bush and President Clinton are old friends. It's nice to see everybody interacting with one another. Conspicuously absent from the Carter funeral was Michelle Obama. She was the only living first lady. current or former, that was not present. What was up with that? Where was she?
She's got some balls not showing up there. But let me just say one thing about Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama has been very critical of white America in her lifetime. I've heard speeches that were very negative. So I studied history in grammar school. I don't know and Carter was 100 years ago in the deep South. There were white people who were very rude to black people.
I've heard that.
And Michelle Obama brings that out sometimes. She reminds people the rudeness was unbelievable. Look it up, Google it. You'll see it was horrible. So when 100-year-old deep South white guy dies, who owned a plantation of some kind, and I'm in Hawaii, I'm not going either. I have to say, I don't blame her.
So Michelle Obama did the right thing.
I think Hawaii is the one place that you always get a pass. There's not too many people who die on this planet. If you called me and I was in Hawaii, I would say, well, I'll pack up and I'll take a 20-hour flight. And I'll go. Unless they're rich and I'm in the will, I'm not coming. Don't call me. I'm not. Don't waste your breath.
York in New Jersey. Now, here it is. It's January. It's freezing. There's a polar vortex out. Each day is colder than the next. Why have you not retreated back to Florida? Why are you still up here?
My wife. My wife wanted to see Christmas in New York. We grew up in New York. We grew up in Brooklyn. We know what Christmas is. And I'm freezing, and I want to go back. But my daughter's birthday is coming up, and she's elongating this, and I feel that I will miss the whole summer in Florida.
This is the whole winter, I guess.
The whole winter, and I regret it. You know, I really regret getting married and having to listen to people telling me what to do.
I bet you do. You didn't bring your wife on New Year's Eve. I was hoping I might meet her.
Yes, I was telling her, why don't you come? And she says, no, I'm not coming to an abandoned building in Atlantic City. And I said, when you say it like that, maybe I shouldn't be going.
No, she said it's fine for you.
You go.
It's fine.
And we're just going to check your insurance, and then you'll be fine. But let me tell you, Atlantic City's fantastic. I love Atlantic City, and just at night, you have to watch yourself. But I have a great time, and a lot of people don't know the beautiful restaurants off the boardwalk.
That's true.
There's like classic old places that I love. I almost got murdered, but I loved it. As long as you get murdered on a full stomach, I feel that's enough for me.
All right. We have Dr. Sky on this program regularly. We talk a lot about astronomy, space, the things that are going on in terms of heavenly bodies. And apparently it came out this week that 200 years ago, the sun mysteriously turned blue. 1831, there was this massive volcanic eruption that cooled the Earth's atmosphere by a degree and caused the sun to appear in varying shades of purple, green, and even blue due to excess sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere. What can you tell us about this, Fred?
Well, let me tell you something. I live in central Jersey now, okay? So never mind the blue sun. When the vapors from the benzene factory in Bayonne mix with the methane gas clouds from the petroleum farms, we get a rainbow over the sun. The Jersey sunsets are very, very underrated, especially in Bayonne. It looks like Emerald City sometimes when it's like Union Carbide starts to let out some gas. It's like Emerald City. It's beautiful. I've been all over the country. The Bayonne sunsets are the most colorful.
Is that right, Bayonne?
Bayonne has the most chemical plants in a one town in Jersey.
I like that.
And it's beautiful. Benzene. You ever see benzene
I
at
haven't.
sunset? You see, you haven't lived.
The Bayonne. We got a lot of great cafes in Bayonne, that's for sure. All right. Obviously, President Trump's been getting a lot of attention lately. We're now T-minus 10 days away from him becoming the 47th president of the United States. And he's going to be, he's going to be sentenced supposedly today.
Today, yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. But no, he's not going to prison. The judge in his case, Judge Marchand, has said, it's going to be a non-prison discharge. But what they're saying is that his New Jersey liquor licenses could potentially be in jeopardy if this felony conviction holds up. Obviously, it could be overturned. I know it's some very, very qualified attorneys that are working on an appeal. But what do you make of this, Fred, if these liquor licenses are at jeopardy because of this felony conviction?
In Jersey. Now, this is a story out of a news outlet called The Business Insider. Mm-hmm. And you think Business Insider, they're going to give you some great inside business knowledge. Now, I have a GED. I don't like to brag. I don't like to throw it in people's faces. But I know a little bit about big business. And if there is anyone out there in this entire country that actually thinks that a man who is literally worth $20 billion cares about how much money the bar is taking in at his golf course, that's crazy.
While he's president.
He makes billions of dollars. This is the Business Insider saying, oh, my God. Trump might not make money at the bar at the golf course. It's unbelievable how they even are called a business insider. Next, they're going to be saying, and Trump has 1-ply toilet tissue. He said there was 2-ply. I can't understand how this is even an issue. Trump, I think that golf course makes $50 million a year just in memberships.
Yeah. So you don't think anybody's too worried about
No one cares, especially Trump.
Yeah.
And he don't even drink.
Let me ask you about this. I'm a big RFK Jr. fan. I was, a supporter of his presidential campaign. And now, he's going to be the HHS secretary. At least he's been nominated for HHS secretary. He has a long road to hoe in terms of confirmation. A lot of people not happy with his nomination. At this point, more than 15,000 doctors have signed a letter urging the Senate to reject RFK Jr. as the Secretary of Health and Human Services. You think the Senate's going to listen to these 15,000 doctors?
I hope not. I mean, first of all, I do think that the health secretary should have some kind of medical degree, like Ben Carson, maybe, a world-renowned brain surgeon. This guy, he's crazy. I think he's a little nutty, but after COVID, I do not trust anybody in the medical profession anymore. When they said ivermectin is crazy and it's a horse drug and it's ineffective, and then a month later they say, oh, it's great. It cures it. I don't know. And plus, when you get 15,000 doctors getting together saying they don't want this guy asking questions about the medical profession and about big pharma, that's the guy I want in.
I can't say I blame you on that one. All right. We're going to pause for a moment. Fred Rubino is going to stick around for the hour. We're going to go live to Los Angeles and check in with Doug McIntyre. Doug McIntyre, a lot of you will remember, used to be the host of basically this show, the overnight program, nationally syndicated when it was called Red Eye Radio, long before, the people that call themselves Red Eye Radio were doing their thing. And he's in Los Angeles, very close to where these fires are. So we'll get an update from him on what's going on. Fred Rubino is going to stick around as well. We'll talk with Doug McIntyre straight ahead.
The Other Side of Midnight with Frank Morano. It's The Other Side of Midnight with Frank Morano.
Maggie, I think I got something to say to you. It's late September and I really should be back at school. I know I keep you amused, but I feel I'm being used. Oh, Maggie, I couldn't have tried anymore.
This is the great Rod Stewart singing Maggie May. Today is his birthday. He is 80. 80 years old today, if you can believe that. Sir Rod Stewart, excuse me. We're going to try and get a hold of Doug McIntyre in a moment, but we are joined in studio by comedian Fred Rubino. If you want to know when Fred is performing in an area near you, you can check out his website, fredrubino.com. He is soon going to be performing in Florida in the Tampa area at an establishment called Side Splitters.
That is correct. I will be there Friday and Saturday night, the 17th and 18th.
Okay, so a week from today.
A week from today.
All right, well, that's exciting.
Yes.
Side-splitting excitement.
Yes, and I'll be in warm weather.
Yeah, I bet
Which
that's
is the most important to me.
Yeah. Do you have a preference? You know, I was talking about this with Sharon Pfeiffer last week, or earlier this week, I guess, about the difference between New York and Florida audiences. Do you have a preference whether you're performing in New York or Florida in terms of the audience?
I like Florida better because I'm performing with people who from New York or Philly or Chicago from the Northeast moved down there, and now they're nostalgic for someone from the Northeast to perform for them.
I see.
So I get a great reaction from them.
I like that.
I complain about the bread down there, about the pizza down there, and they're all like, yes, yes, this is what we've been waiting for.
Right. We moved here to complain about moving here.
That's all you have to do. The best part of Florida is complaining all day.
You know, it's so funny because so many of the people that I know in New York, they complain about everything about New York, the weather, the cost of living, the crime, the traffic, and they can't wait to move to Florida. And then you deal with all the people that move from New York or New Jersey to Florida, and it's all about complaining about moving to Florida. You can't get good food. You can't get good water. The East Coast people hate the West Coast people. It's people, the people that want to make that move, whether they're in New York or Florida, they're just happy if they're unhappy.
The only thing not retired is complaining in Florida.
That's
you
funny.
You step it up.
All right. Well, look, there's a huge conflict, as I believe you know, around gray wolves. And apparently it's become so hostile that the U.S. has actually hired a mediator. What's the story here? Apparently, what is this gray wolf dispute all about?
Who do you get to mediate between a wolf and a person?
You got me, the wolf man?
Well, listen, I'm a city person, born in Manhattan, raised in Brooklyn. I don't get this whole save the gray wolf thing. That, to me, if there's an animal that's dangerous, you kill it. A rat, a mouse, a snake, pigeons that are crapping on your windowsill. That's the city, right? If I moved to a place that there were wolves, I'd be shooting them all day, every day. You don't want... little Carmine is playing in it with his tricycle and there's a pack of wolves. Maybe my in-laws' house. I would let that go. But no, you have to kill the wolves. What's wrong with these people?
I can't disagree with you there. I think that makes perfect sense. By the way...
These country people, they think they know all about nature. They could take a few lessons from city people. If it's dangerous, kill it.
By the way, if people are interested in learning more about wolves and their history in New York City, you should go to Google or go to the YouTube and type in the Ed Koch Wolf Foundation, and you will hear a very engaging public service announcement by yours truly about the history of wolves in New York City, particularly on the subways. You could also go to the website edkochwolffoundation.com. That's edkochwolffoundation.com. And
there's wolves in the subway?
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything more Because
Wow.
this is big. Go to edkochwolffoundation.com. A whole world opens up. That's all I'm saying.
That would end the homeless on the subway. Wolves.
Exactly. Well, that was Ed Koch's idea.
Well, he was a genius. He's so far ahead of his time.
He's something, all right. There's even a gift shop, I'll tell you, the Ed Koch Wolf Foundation, edkochwolffoundation.com. All right, 646-720-0635. That's 646-720-0635. Fred Rubino is in studio. Let us say hello to Jack in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Hi, Jack.
Hey, Frank.
Hey.
You used to do that Atlantic City report on Thursdays. A couple of weeks ago, you had the guy Kevin, I think his name was Kevin Perry on. Would you think about bringing that Atlantic City report back on Thursdays or do a segment on it once a week again?
I'm trying to
I really
think,
missed that.
who was Kevin that I had on?
Who you were talking about Atlantic City. I forget what the guy's name was. I think his last name was Perry or something.
Oh, Paul Kelly. Paul Kelly.
Oh, Kelly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's the owner of Longport Media. He was actually one of our honorees at New Year's Eve this year. You know, the truth is, Jack, I love talking about Atlantic City, but you know, it was kind of pointed out to me that as we're getting more and more affiliates, as we're on in St. Louis, as we're on in Las Vegas, as we're on in Chicago, as we're on in the Bay Area in California, people said, all right, is it really appropriate for a national show to be spending 20 minutes a week talking only about 48 blocks in New Jersey? And I had a very difficult time justifying that it was. Now, I love talking about it. In fact, I was on WOND, which is a local Atlantic City station that carries our show. I was on there yesterday afternoon, and they actually asked me to fill in upcoming for one of their hosts that's taken off, and I'm thinking about doing it. But I kind of understand where, you know, doing a national show, maybe they don't care about, you know, South Jersey in Minneapolis. I kind of get it. But so I do try to, and I'll let you make your comment. I promise I won't interrupt you, Jack. But let me just finish the thought. I do try to talk about Atlantic City when there's an issue relating to Atlantic City that affects the whole country or that's of interest to the whole country. The same as that I would do in New York or Chicago. But it's just when you get into the nitty gritty of specific places or specific restaurants, unless there was, say, like an advertiser attached, I think it's challenging for me to do that every week from the other affiliates' perspectives.
But it's still the crime there is the mayor and all that. It's so exciting. But, you know, compared to Atlantic City, those places are all crap. Chicago, Minneapolis, who gives a crap about? I mean, you're talking Atlantic City here. Seriously,
He's doing good for ratings.
Exactly. Thank you, Jack.
It's Atlantic City report was with the song and everything was so cool.
Well,
Anyway.
Jack, maybe we'll do it. Thank you, Jack. Maybe we'll do it on a semi-regular basis.
He's the worst guy to travel with. Imagine being in an airport. Hi, Jack. You know, you're under arrest.
At 30 minutes after the hour, this is The Other Side of Midnight. You know, it's funny. I was just looking at, because it's been a while since I logged on to edkochwolffoundation.com, and they have the gift shop on there. Let me see what's for sale. They have 2 T-shirts for sale. They're $30 each. Now, that's a lot for a T-shirt.
Especially for a guy who's been dead for a long
Well,
time.
I mean, it's more about the Wolves than
dead
Ed
guy.
Koch, yeah. But I mean, that's $30.
How much goes to the Wolves?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Probably only 5 cents to the dollar goes to the actual poor wolf.
Yeah, that is fair. What are you doing this weekend, Fred?
This weekend, I believe I will be going out with my family for birthday celebrations.
Oh, whose birthday is it?
My birthday and my children are in early February.
When's your birthday?
My birthday is January 10th.
Oh, today's your birthday?
Today is my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Oh, I wish I would have known. I don't know that I would have done anything for you, but I at least would have known that today was your birthday.
Answering a text would have been nice. That's it.
Did I not respond to it?
No, I'm only kidding.
Yeah. Well, yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Well,
I didn't even realize it because this is like 2 a.m,
Right,
so I
right,
was
right,
going to
right.
say tomorrow, but actually today is.
Well, that's exciting. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Is there anything we can do to help get your birthday off to a proper start?
No,
Okay,
not
good.
really.
Good,
But
good.
I like the updates. I like all of that. I think one thing that I saw in the news is that they had posted on AOL a few times. It would say updates from Jimmy Carter's funeral.
I like that. Okay.
What update could it be from a funeral? What could happen? Not since Lazarus have we needed updates for something. I know what's going to happen. People are going to miss him. They're going to cry. They're going to say goodbye. That's it. If there's one thing you don't need an update for, is a funeral.
Your snacking routine can get a little dull. Time for a light and fit remix. Like a crunchy storm of graham cookies, caramel pearls, and dark chocolate, showering down into a smooth, creamy yogurt. Enjoy 3 light and fit remix varieties with craveable flavors and up to 120 calories and 10 grams of protein per 4.5-ounce serving. See remixyogurt.com.
This podcast is supported by Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. RVs are for sharing adventures with family, friends, and even your pets. So if you bring your cats and dogs along for the ride, you'll want Progressive RV insurance. They protect your cats and dogs like family by offering up to $1,000 in optional coverage for vet bills in case of an RV accident, making it a great companion for the responsible pet owner who loves to travel. See Progressive's other benefits and more when you quote RV insurance at Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pet injury is an additional coverage and subject to policy terms.
Mic check. 1, 2. Are we recording? Hi, I'm Michelle Bernstein, an award-winning chef, restaurateur, and mom. I have a lot on my plate, including my psoriatic arthritis symptoms. That's why I was prescribed Cosentyx. It helps me move better.
Cosentyx secukinumab is prescribed for people 2 years of age and older with active psoriatic arthritis. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur, like tuberculosis or other serious bacterial, fungal, or viral infections. Some were fatal. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms like fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, had a vaccine or plan to, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions and severe eczema-like skin reactions may occur. Learn more at 1-844-COSENTYX or Cosentyx.com.
Ask your rheumatologist about Cosentyx.
It's funny. Tomorrow, I'm going to a friend of mine's birthday. It's his 40th birthday, milestone birthday for him. Is this a milestone for you? Is
No.
it ending as your? No, okay.
No, it's
But I'm not sure really what to get him because I kind of feel like when you're an adult, you're past the point of getting gifts.
And it gets weird.
Right.
Like if you get him like a sweater,
Right.
you'll be like, what is this? What are we dating?
Well, I asked him the other day because we had occasion to talk. This is, pretty close friend. I said, because other people have asked me, what should we get? His name's Jason. What should we get Jason for his birthday? And I called him. I said, people are asking me what to get for your birthday. And he said, nothing or anything, whatever. Doesn't matter. I don't care. So, it was not at all helpful.
No. Booze and cigars.
Right.
That's a guy's thing, right?
Yeah. It's, I maintain that every person as an adult should have a registry, right? Like you have for a wedding or a shower. You should always have registered a gift registry that people can draw down from whenever there's an occasion to buy someone a gift.
Wow. So that it's your friend's birthday, you just go on his registry and
exactly.
you scroll through fireworks and guns and cigars and hookers.
Right.
And I like that. Yeah,
right?
yeah. Now that I say it out loud, it sounds fantastic.
Totally. Sunday is my Aunt Camille's birthday. She unfortunately is she fell and broke her pelvis, so she's in a rehab facility. But she's at an age.
Drug rehab?
No,
Is that why she fell?
She might be. Hey, I never know. But she's at an age where I don't want to say how old she is, but she's rapidly approaching triple digits.
Wow.
If you're just tuning in, this is The Other Side of Midnight. I'm Frank Morano. And I'm going to go visit her for her birthday this weekend. But I'm not really sure what to do for her in a rehab facility and, what to get her. What do you do for a 90-something-year-old with a broken pelvis in a rehab facility?
First of all, Michelle Obama is not going to be there because she's white and she's not going to go. But
I don't even know I don't even get the joke. I don't even know what you're making. Is that a racist joke? I'm not even sure what that means.
I think she's been in this facility and people are taking care of her.
Right.
Is she complaining about the service?
Not that I've heard so far.
So you should find out, because what she really wants is maybe one of her caregivers slapped around a little, put in a place.
Well, it's funny. When she was first in the hospital, she sounded totally coherent and cogent. She's an intelligent woman.
Yeah.
And she said to me when I went to see her, this is maybe about almost a month ago, she said, my bed was over there before. Can you move my bed back to where it was? And I
Does
said,
she live
what?
in Florida?
I said, what?
Because that's a great complaint.
You want me to move the bed over there? She says, yeah, just move it over there. It was right over there all day. Now they moved it over here. And I'm saying, okay. So my intention was to start moving the bed and have it be too heavy and then say, I'm sorry, Aunt Camille, I can't move it. But I started moving the bed and all sorts of alarms start going off. And immediately the staff runs in. Staff who I hadn't seen all day since I was there.
Card game. You broke up a good card game.
They started running in, saying, what are you doing? And my Aunt Camille saying, no, we were just moving the bed back over there. And they said, no, the bed was never over there. But she had me convinced that the bed was in fact over
Meanwhile,
there.
oxygen tanks are being ripped out of the wall and alarms are going off.
So tomorrow I'm going to be when I go see her tomorrow, I'm going to be on my guard.
Get her sweets.
She does have a sweet tooth.
I would get her sweets. Okay. I have a little story. When my mother-in-law, she was in the hospital, Maimonides Hospital. It's very Orthodox Jewish.
Sure, I know it.
But she's Italian. So it was her birthday, and I went to Savarese Bakery, and I bought her a big birthday cake, and everybody was having a piece. And then a Hasidic Jewish rabbi came in and said, "Did you give my mother any cake?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "Is that kosher?" And I was like, I said, "Of course it's kosher, Rabbi. I got it on 13th Avenue." He goes, "Oh, okay." He goes, "You can never be too sure." He said, 90 years she's always eaten kosher. So I had some reckoning, a day of reckoning.
I'll say. All right, John is in Baltimore. Hello, John.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great.
I just wanted to call and wish Freddie a happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, John. That's so nice of you. What'd you get me? It's on my registry.
I didn't get the email. You got to send me a link to Amazon. I'll send you something.
Oh, okay, I will. You see, this is where a registry would really come in handy.
Yeah, this is the way my kids do Christmas. They just send me the links. I buy the stuff, and that's it.
There you go. I think Frank is onto something here.
Oh, no. This is one of my better ideas. Sincerely.
Me being on is one of his worst ideas.
John, thank you.
70% say it's pretty good.
There you go. Okay, this guy's an expert. All right,
I'm one of the 70%.
All right.
Love you,
great.
John.
Love that. 646-720-0635. William is in New Jersey. Hello, Bill.
William, how are you, Frank? Yeah, what was I going to say? I've got this cool idea. I'm driving home across the bridge on the shore, and I thought to myself, the homeless population that's escalating and all this madness that's happening on the train. Why, with all the money-taking agency rising all their funds and increasing fares, why don't they do this? Why can't we purchase like an outdated cruise ship, put these people that are that are having major problems with just even taking meds, whatnot, have medical care on like one of these ships, and then administer medication, then have some kind of occupation. And then I was thinking, as I was waiting for you to talk to you, I was thinking they should have like some kind of open farm somewhere so they can have some form of occupation where they could be doing something and being monitored, and potentially get a contractor for security service and go from there. But I thought that was a good idea.
Did Bill grow up in Berlin in 1935? He wants to put them on farms and work them?
Yeah. Listen,
You're
dude,
an old
I
sort.
think that's a great.
That's a horrible
No, it's
idea.
It's a great idea because we have so much water and it's like not being occupied with space, and we could purchase like 4 antiquated cruise ships and then like set
That's
it
called
up.
Carnival.
And if these
Those are
people
called
going
Carnival cruises.
But aren't we talking about 130,000 people? I mean, that's more than 4 cruise ships.
Yeah, that's a big Carnival cruise.
There's a lot of homeless and those you can't even ride the subways.
Do you
Frank.
keep
Come
the
on, man.
buffet
Just
on the
look at-
homeless cruise? Do you keep the buffet? Is it like all garbage?
Yeah. I was thinking.
Is the buffet all garbage and discarded cans?
No. It's gonna be cost effective nutritional food like
that's
rice
no
and
fun.
beans, a small portion. Yeah, we could get donations from a big supermarket company like Gristedes that has like something that we could use that they're not using, and turn it into a protein, a starch, and a veg. And then I think it would work really well. But
I like
nobody likes to listen to my ideas.
Hey, wait, we're listening, William. I don't know what to tell you, right? I mean, we just spent 5 minutes listening.
No, I really didn't want to listen.
Well, fair enough. All right, Fred Rubino is here, 646-720-0635 at 646-720-0635. We'll continue with your calls in a bit and a few other headlines. This is The Other Side of Midnight, straight ahead.
The Other Side of Midnight. It's The Other Side of Midnight with Frank Morano.
Pat Benatar, this is her birthday. She is 72 years old. Can you believe that Pat Benatar is 72 years old? Someone who is also turning 72 years old today is the one and only Fred Rubino, who's celebrating his birthday with us. Stand-up comic. You can check out his upcoming schedule of events at fredrubino.com. He provides commentary and comedy from a conservative perspective. And he's starting his birthday with us. What's it like to share a birthday with Pat Benatar, Fred?
Oh, she's constantly calling me, constantly sending me naked pictures. It's very frustrating, I could tell you right now.
How does she look at 72?
I think she looks great.
Yeah, I would
I'd
concur.
hit that.
I bet you would. And I hear you're just what she's looking for as well.
I don't know. 72. If you still look good at 72, you're doing something
Well,
right.
I don't know. I didn't get to watch much of the Golden Globes because it was on a Sunday night, and that's a
I'm
tough
not saying
time.
she has Golden Globes, but I'm saying she looks pretty nice.
But so I did get to see a little bit of Demi Moore giving her acceptance speech. She's 62.
She's spectacular.
She looks amazing. Not amazing for a 62-year-old. She looks amazing, period. I mean, you could compare her to a 25-year-old, a 30-year-old. She looks gorgeous.
She's amazing. Plastic surgery has come a long way. Because at first I didn't even recognize her because her face is a little different.
So do you think that she's had some plastic surgery done?
A ton of work.
What about Pat Benatar? Can you comment on her?
I don't know about her, but I could tell you what. If you could have surgery and look as good as Demi Moore, I urge every woman to have it done.
Did you see that movie she's in now, The Substance?
No.
It's gotten rave reviews.
Is she naked in it?
I don't know. I think she might. I don't know. She might be. I don't know.
Then I'll watch it.
Okay. Well,
Just because of I want to see her Golden Globe.
Are you a movie goer?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what have you seen lately that you've enjoyed?
I saw Wicked.
How was that?
My daughter dragged me to it. You know what? It wasn't bad.
I heard it's good.
I grew up with The Wizard of Oz. So who's not interested in The Wizard of Oz?
Right.
I don't like musicals. That kind of made it drag for me. But I did enjoy the movie. They turned the whole story upside down. It's not like, The Wizard of Oz. The good person's bad. The bad person's good.
Don't give any spoilers.
The
right?
flying monkeys. It was a bad thing that happened. But I really enjoyed it. And I reviewed it on my Facebook page.
Oh, did you?
And people were saying they just blasted it and they didn't even see it. They said it was woke. I don't understand how it was woke.
Well, so you've got to be sensitive to the woke issue. And in your experience, you saw it and you didn't find it woke.
No. They said, one of her friends was a gay guy with a dress. See, there's gay people in the world.
Right.
Her friend
That's what
was
I hear.
gay. That's what I'm saying.
Yet to meet one.
Well, after that New Year's Eve party, But yeah. So what? So he was, and I got to say one thing: if you're a gay person, a gay man, I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying, if you're a gay man, the guy who played the gay man in Wicked, he portrayed gay people as terrible people.
Ah, nice.
So if I was gay America, I would say that's terrible.
Right. It's unwoke.
It's unwoke. It's like something, if you didn't like gay people, you showed this gay guy as a terrible person. So I think people are blasting it who never saw it.
Well, that stands to reason. I haven't seen it, so I'm going to refrain on coming down in terms of judgment. But I saw the musical maybe about 11 years ago. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I didn't like the length. I didn't like the singing. But I like the story. The only thing, also, Chris, what's the girl's name?
Kristen Chenoweth?
No, the girl who plays the good witch. She's a beautiful young.
Matt says it's Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande. She looks very skinny.
Oh.
And I looked into it. I told my wife, I go, why is she so skinny? She's a little girl, but she's very skinny. Like you could see all her bones and her face. And my wife says that she's on Ozempic.
I've heard about this.
She was 120 pounds and took Ozempic.
Right.
This is crazy. It's a crazy thing.
Have you experimented with Ozempic at all?
I did not. Unless you could smoke it, I won't do it.
Gotcha.
I'm not injecting it. If I'm going to inject, I'll inject heroin.
Right, exactly.
It's supposed to be the best, but no, I won't do it.
646-720-0635. Michael is in Manhattan. Hi, Michael.
Hey, I wanted to ask two questions. First of all, Fred, if you were to go to the library on a rainy day, could the librarian look up something in the Dewey Decimal System?
Can she?
Could she?
Could she?
Would she be able to?
I'm sure she could. The Dewey Decimal System is embedded in the library system. And if she can't, she should be fired. She must be a DEI hire.
but would it work on a rainy day?
Oh, I have no idea what this guy's. What?
No, but I guess it's a pun because there's dew. I guess
Oh, that was a terrible joke.
dew. It is. Thank you, Michael. That's.
What was the other question?
I couldn't bear to hear it. I had to. It's bad enough that I got to put up with you.
Oh
Then
my
I'm
God!
not going to subject them to Michael.
That was a reach. That was a reach around.
My goodness. All right. So Fred Rubino is here. You can check out his website at fredrubino.com. You can also find him on Facebook. He does these very clever Facebook videos. You can find him on Facebook just by searching Fred Rubino, Rubino, of Fred, Rubino. You know, we've been talking about these Los Angeles wildfires. We had hoped to get a hold of Doug McIntyre, but he is elusive. Hopefully he's okay. There's been a lot of criticism of the local officials in terms of their handling of this wildfire situation, the mayor, the governor, the fire chief, etc. What's your review of how the officials in California have done handling this crisis?
Number one, if there's no water in the fire hydrants, someone has to be fired. Someone should even go to jail. How could you pull up to a fire, thousands and thousands of acres, and there's no water in the fire hydrant? So it's horribly mismanaged. And another thing, when the mayor is on and the governor is on, you see all the guy who does the sign language.
Right.
We have the SAP button, right? We have the titles. Why do we need this guy?
I've been saying this for years, and people have said that I'm insensitive. I don't understand this at all, because if you're deaf or hearing impaired, presumably you're watching television with the closed captioning.
You
right?
own a television.
Right. But are you really waiting for programming to pop on with
guy.
a sign language interpreter? So who are they doing the sign language for? And then if you are deaf and all of a sudden someone comes up with a sign language interpreter, and again, I'm not being provocative here, it's just a serious question. What do? Do you turn off the SAP button
and
at
just
that point?
read it?
Yeah, or you just watch the sign language. And why, if we need that for important announcements, why isn't there a sign language interpreter there for every program? Right? I mean, look,
sitcoms.
Look, he's right there. He's right there. He's doing his sign language thing.
Have you noticed those guys, and all women, never look like a normal human being? It's always somebody that looks, and you go, as soon as you see it, you go, who is that? So that's that. And who knows if they're doing a good job? Do you know any deaf people?
A couple, but most of them will just rely on the closed captioning from their TV. They don't sit there waiting for a sign language interpreter.
Because I remember, I think de Blasio had a guy, and then people would call in, deaf people, and say, he's not doing anything.
The same thing happened at Mandela's funeral. Do you remember? At Mandela's funeral, there was a sign language interpreter. Turns out nobody knew what this guy was saying.
Well, maybe he was talking like an African dialect.
Right. Well, it might have been. It might have been that. But I agree with that. I don't think. I don't understand why they have these sign language interpreters at these press conferences.
It's a distraction. That's what it is.
Exactly.
The mayor was in Ghana vacationing, didn't care about the whole city, but she made sure that the sign language guy was next to her.
What about that? I mean, some people are saying that it's unfair to judge her for being in Ghana during these fires because she left for Ghana before the fires started and she had no way of knowing that the fires were going to take place.
I can tell you right now, anybody who goes to Ghana on a vacation is an idiot.
Well, no, she was there for the inauguration of the new president. Right?
Oh, so it was official? Why does the mayor of L.A. care about the president of Ghana? What about Botswana? Are they sitting there going, hey, she didn't come to our inauguration? Come on. It's L.A. There's something going on in L.A. every second of the day. They need the mayor there.
The best was, and when you're a politician, you really have to look at how these tweets are going to age. The best was when, and I made the comparison when Ted Cruz left Texas during a hurricane or whatever crisis Texas had. Right. He went to Disney World or something. She tweeted criticism of him and very over the top. Oh, this is what Republicans do. They flee when the rubber meets the road, whatever. Really over the top. And how did she think no one was going to bring this tweet up again as her city is burning, literally, and she's in Ghana? You'd think you'd delete that tweet before heading to Ghana.
You would think there would be people in the mayor's office that just wipe a lot of her tweets away.
Yeah, well, but so be it. It's not.
But he
not
went to
be.
Disney. It's not Ghana.
Yeah.
I don't even think there's a Ghana pavilion in Epcot.
Right. There is no Ghana in Epcot. All right, Fred Rubino's here. It is his birthday, and you haven't told us what you want for your birthday. What do you think?
I want world peace. No, I never. I couldn't care less about world peace.
I figured, yeah.
I want whiskey, cigars, and fireworks and guns.
All right.
I'm a man.
There you go. That's my kind of birthday celebration. So you have to share your birthday weekend with other people?
Well, my son lives in Florida, and my daughter is in and out. So they get together, and we try and put it all in one basket. So this weekend, we might go to Atlantic City.
I like it. Now, I am, like I mentioned, Saturday night, I'm going to a friend of mine's birthday party at a very exclusive establishment in New York City. I'm not going to say which one.
Wendy's.
But what about, as my birthday gift to you, what if I snuck you into that birthday party? You could kind of be a birthday party
crasher.
Yeah.
But not really a crasher if it's your birthday.
Well, yeah, exactly.
See, there's a loophole there.
That's what I'm counting on me not getting thrown out.
Well, yeah, I would, if it's very exclusive,
Very
yes.
exclusive.
But now you won't be allowed back anymore.
That's all right. I'm amazed that I got invited this year. This was one of those. I was at this party last year, and my wife was unable to come. So I went to this party for this friend of mine, and it was, it's the worst combination in the world. The three worst things for me. 1, open bar.
Deadly.
2, not a lot of food.
Ooh.
So you go hungry, and there's not a lot of food to sop up the alcohol.
Right.
3, I went solo without my wife. Right?
Right.
So there's nobody to regulate your alcohol consumption. This was one of those.
Or the crazy behavior that happens during the 5th drink.
This was not a pretty scene.
No.
By the time I got home, this year she's coming, so it'll be something.
Good.
Fred Rubino, happy birthday, my friend.
Thank
For the
you
rest
so
of
much.
you, keep asking questions.